Second chance is important because we need in Europe to learn from failure. And it is very difficult to succeed when you start a business. What we need to do is, when you have an honest entrepreneur who has tried and who has failed, that he has a friendly ecosystem to restart, to try again.
I'm convinced that we Europeans must develop a more risk-friendly attitude to allow businesses to thrive. Europe should allow citizens to develop a trial and error culture to the benefit of all, because only those who never try never fail.
Many of them fail the first time round, and often they go on to form large businesses and successful businesses the second, third, fourth, even fifth time. In the United States, we have many examples of entrepreneurs who, for reasons related to the economy and not related to fraud or anything like that, failed the first time round. We need to give them an opportunity to succeed later. It's important for the European economy.
Today there's still a huge difference between different countries on how they deal with bankruptcy and insolvency law. It's one of the major components of a capital markets union to making sure that these insolvency regimes are more harmonized. So that's one thing that we can do. Secondly, I also think that we need to really invest in removing the stigma of failure on the entrepreneurs, and I think that they really deserve a second chance. So also there, working on the mentality is going to be a huge part of the success.
The people who tried it once have the character, and they have the setting and the soft skills you need to be successful. It's not just the hard skills, you need also the soft skills. So they have proven that they have that, and the hard skills you can find and buy. The soft skills must just be there in the person.
You have to have some kind of failures in life to understand what is success. If you didn't fail, you will not understand when you succeeded.
After the failure, you stand alone. Nobody is helping you. You have to look for your future on your own.
Scars means legitimacy. Scars on our business profile means experience.
Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, even these superheroes had their failures. And I think what is important is not to hide these events, but look at them, analyze them, and teach them. Make them known that these are regular events in a normal business environment. And I think this event that we have here, I think is a very good opportunity to share experiences.
There are new specialized services which I didn't know before to help to reintegrate failed entrepreneurs and to help them to restart again, to get financing, to deal with the psychological problems. I think this is important.
It's a pleasure to have the opportunity to know that other organizations across all Europe are working on the same items you are working on. So the prevention of failure and second chance, it's a very important question for all of you.
Behind all these businesses, whether you talk about personal bankruptcy or company failure, you have always the human factor. So you need to deal with humans. So the second chance is really about dealing with how to face reality. What do you deal with human who have failed, who has no energy, who needs to do all over again, and of course learn by the lesson from what they did previously, so to avoid certain mistakes.
We have learned from experience, we have learned from real life. Sometimes when we talk among policymakers and institutional representatives, we do have the impression that we talk a language that no one understands, and we do not necessarily have the experience on the ground to evaluate what is the reality that we are facing in case of insolvency or bankruptcy. This is what we learn, real life.